Friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as the case may be. Magaganda ni sa takna o kapit nga makita ang ato Tapok-Tapok Media Forum nga niya manugad sa Cebu Business Hotel, since we are seen locally, nationally, and globally through the social media, pinagi, particularly pinagi sa internet o sa YouTube. Saglit kiniyatong sinima na nga forum will be uploaded sa internet, pinagi ni Director Sani Gabiana. And so we'd like to greet our viewers from all over the world nga nagtanaw karon. Kini atong media forum today shall discuss the wonder of natural healing. Labi na kay we always emphasize the point that health is wealth, and that while we want to maintain good health, ang uban natin na itong mga kabos, those who can barely provide for medication and for consultation, can find a little solution, no? When they adopt natural healing as a way of treating their ailment. Mona, now we have a guest who will talk about natural healing, and he is in Cebu. He is Bicolano, but he is in Cebu because tomorrow he will conduct a 2-day free seminar on natural healing. His name is Dr. Jaime Dy-Liacco. Again for Dr. Liacco. He is known for his regimen of fertilized raw eggs, red sili labuyo, ripe and cooked sapa, nga banana, kanang saging, sea salt with lots of tap water, raw beef liver, raw pork pancreas, raw garlic, and raw white ginger. Iyan ay pasabot, no? He will explain later unsay benefits in natural healing. And then we have also another guest who will talk about his town, the development and projects and the activities of the town of the progressive town of Medellin. Niyagyo duman ka nato si Mayor Ricky Ramirez. Okay? So firstly, I'd like to introduce our co-officers of PAPI, Publishers Association of the Philippines, Incorporated Cebu Obra. We have another officer of this club. He writes for the Freeman and Banat Wexelen, and he's also broadcasting for Radyo natin, DYMR, Radyo natin. I'm sorry, Radyo ng Bayan, yes, Radyo ng Bayan, DYMR. And we also have with us M. Espina, another active officer of this club. And from Love Radio FM, Papa Ray Gonza, Gilbert Gonza. Okay, so firstly, we'd like to hear a few opening statements from our two guests. And then from there, buksan na nato atong lamisa for the Q&A. And by the way, our IT or internet expert is Sani Gabiana. As I said, pakita ni Ibu Kalibutan, pinagi sa internet. So firstly, we'd like to listen to a few or opening statement from Dr. Dy-Liacco, why he is here in Cebu, and who can qualify to listen to his seminar on natural healing.
I was invited by the city government to hold this seminar at the Sacred Heart Social Hall. The seminar will be tomorrow morning from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That will be a seminar on natural healing. Followed on Sunday, again from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. with a workshop. The workshop is so-called, the title of the workshop is muscle testing. Ano po yung muscle testing? It's a way of natural diagnosis that is far more accurate than PET scans, CT scans, MRIs, blood tests. And if you go to the United States to learn muscle testing, it might cost you $10,000. But if you go to the Sacred Heart Social Hall, it's free. It will not cost you anything. Thanks to the city government and to Mr. Carlos Cole. They were the ones who organized this.
Thank you. So, Dr. Dy-Liacco is here in Cebu as guest of the Cebu City government. And by the way, according to this press release, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 1994, right? And he did not go through the traditional and conventional drug-based treatment. Instead, he started looking for options which led him to natural healing methods. So, panayang istudan kalutaon and basis for our questions. Paminaw na ta ni Mayor Ricky Ramirez of Medellin.
Salamat kayo sa tinudanay lang kadaghan yung mapakyas kadaghan ko imbitaran sa nya na may isang pagkaatol minihan nga kay dili mo ko kagabi sa sudan magpaingon ng tago-sudilin may pagdawat na sa imong text ato ibalik lang ko sa aki kay kung ano sus kadaghan ko imbitaran sa kadaghan ko kay Indian kuna nga di ako ron nga nakiguban kaninyo tunod sa invitasyon sa akong suod may gala sa Gustanilla.
Salamat kay Mayor Ricky. Kay ato makauban sa media daghan sa kayo buot pakisayran, no? Kay tungod sa Medellin, sa Tarabuan. O niya, we understand that ubay-ubay na ito mga barangay kapitan nga niyan sa Kapitolyo. O niya, okay na mo sa si Governor Junjun. Although there was a time medyo napikhan sa nimo, may tungod sa kalihukan lagi. Anyway, let me also acknowledge another active member of PAPI Cebu, Madam Nancy Mira Fuentes. Ma'am Nancy. Okay, so the table is now open for our question.
Mayor, kung katong gihangyo sa mga kapitan, Mayor, o ang imong hangyo, pati matos pamantalaan, unsa may kalambuan ato kaduha katong pangutanan maning langko. Ni-resign na ba si PAR director o atong sekretary sa PAR si Ping Lacson katong isaad niya sa para sa 4 distrito and particularly Medellin for Yolanda victims. Kung sa may percentage sa katumanan, mo ba imong sayran ang atong mga sukit dito nila?
Mahin sa first question, kung nainumdum siguro ta na publicize ni dito ang akong reklamo sa provincial road bridge na wa matiman. Kunya, I threatened to withhold the share of the province sa real property tax o dili nila timan ng provincial road. Kaya ilang ang obligasyon ng provincial road, dili man obligasyon sa national government, ito obligasyon ng munisipyo. So, ihilong rato nila nga dito trabaho. So, nahuman yun, ganit isa katong sa taytayan, nahuman. Kunya, na-overtaken man to by events, but di saan niya repair the provincial road bridge niya. Mo lagi na kay dugay mo kayo ang isa ka na sa provincial board, ang resolution ng mapasar kaya, it will take several weeks kung nakaabot sa itongda. So, nimbaw sa gobernador, kung imbitar sa vice mayor, tanan akong councilors, na patuon sa iyang buhatan, kay to discuss katulad yung resolution sa pag-repair, dito ako nahibaw, pag pananggit sa vice mayor sa ako, nga, ningon nga, mayor, may mo bag matumis kapitol, kaya di aman patawag ni Sudunod. Ako, iba, kita ako sa mga manitay sa gamay kurat. Akong ginan, sige, pangalto mo. Kasi pa dahil na tayo makuha, kayuhan yan na. So, I gave them my permission to go. Dayon, after an hour or so, itawag sa balik, yung vice mayor, mihangyo nga, nagsabot ng itanan ni mayor, di mo at tubig ang matod. Di akong ginan, wabi ako imbitara. Oo. Pero mihangyo sila, sige, bisag ako imbitara, kuyugan ka mo. Amo to nga, pagkabot mo sa kapitol, Dugay naman yung ko nakataak diyan sa Sikador, sa Governor's Office. Dito, Miss Conference Room, una namin dito, pagsuot ni Gobernador David, ang iyang pumirong na lingian ang katong konsyal ako. Pag tanaw na diri sa iyang tuong, diha ko, murasad siya nakurat. Siya, uy, iyang des mo yung Ricky, di nakatawa akong mga kauban. Hindi pa, lang di compute imitado. Pero okay lang, so, istorya-istorya may. Nyamor, ito yung tuyo, ang provincial road, ang provincial bridge. Which I told the governor nga, manaman ang katong repair, immediate repair that I requested. Ang ato na lang ang long-term solution niya, so discount mo siya, may maghag ipasimento. Pag imo mo niya ipasimento niya, ipawagos ng task mo sa provincial road, kung na, mauman na lang akong term, marami pag-in siguro nakatikop, ingon lang po ko, ipa-asphalt ko, pag-lay na kanan ko, tinanong sa nag-ibot-iguin sa una, mas dali man. Ama ko nga, huwag sa siya mutan, bali ko na siya na, tanaw, no? Ang akong Vice Mayor, ninghangyo, kay, kung idugay na lang yung mga kapitan nga wala na yung kasakas kapitol, ninghangyo ang Vice Mayor nga, go, mahimo ba ang mga kapitan ang mga daton? Ditando mo siya, ang sa ako'y mo paraw, pagbalik ng Medellin, tutat anyway, pangayo nga pagtapos na sa gobyerno, ngayon nga, pagka-personal, di among gimita yung mga kapitan, gisultihan sila nga, doon na na-schedule, tuon sa Kapitolyo. So, moto nga, kung isang adlaw, dito ang mga kapitan, nagka sa ilang taong hangyo, ay nag-50, ay nag-100,000. Idawat mo itong tanan ni Gobernador na David, yung mga resolution. Although I was late in arriving, kay timing sa itong nag-seminar po nag-workshop ang DNR pati sa Canyon State. There is my Parkland Hotel. Hindi na ko nihapas dito. Our meeting was cordial. No hate whatsoever, any rancor or unsa. But the governor knows my stand. And I posted it in Facebook, which kana sila sige na monitor. I clearly stated na sa panggobyerno, sa pagserbisyo, amigo, mini, every day, walang problema niya kay, I find the guy amiable, down to earth. However, sa performance, well, I work closely with Governor Gwen, so, to be honest, let's call a spade, layo ra. Kaya siya, ang approach ni David is very, very cautious. Kanang inapugado ba, ang may hinuntan at tuntunan, and which I find, kapoy kayo, labi na you come from the town 3 hours by travel ka, hindi abot nito, inon nag-estudyohan, lida, muratag nagkatubag, abogado ng way abilidad po. Hindi pa rin Gwen, na inexolve mo sa problema, diha-diha, dayon si decides, o di ba patawag din ang concern department din. And there is kang David, medyo late back, medyo, well, I think he's still learning the ropes kay as far as governance is concerned. Ang Iaragong State was a city councilor of Cebu City, and remember, under the leadership of Tomas Osminya nga murag nahog na mugtataws kumayan niya na. So you have to give it also to the guy na murag he's still lost, but yeah, I clearly stated na sa politika murag kuli yung kayo ng magkakuyok eh. Dahil, well, Greg, I am with Congressman Benhor. Congressman Benhor has been very, very good to me. Not only to me personally, but to our town. In fact, right now, we have another road completing, ongoing. That used to be a provincial road. Ipangayon ni Congressman Benhor from Gwen, na siya nalay pahala pa simento, and it's almost finished. So I do not see myself jumping to another party, and mahimo siguro kung mutabo, pero kung one condition nga puyog si Congressman, and the Martinez is with the Liberal Party. So let's just face the reality na hindi kami magkakuyog and I've already said that. May naman yung speculation ng tipo ng mga Liberal, That's unsa. That will never happen. O, kabahin sa katong mo pangutan ng Yolanda. Well, wa may epekto ang pag-resign election kay everything has been set into motion. And you know, one of the reasons why nalangay pag-ayo ang financial or the assistance from the national government, and which Malacanang does not admit. Dito man na siya nga mag-derail sa katunggap. Pag-declare ko sa Supreme Court ng GAP unconstitutional, mao itong nagyapag ang tanan kay nahitabo ang Yolanda November 8, 2013. Now, o paspas pa lang sa bunta o lihok ngayon dito sa palasyo, they could have done what they did last December 2014 when they asked Congress for a supplemental budget. For the first time, sugad pag-assume ni Pinoy as President, that was the first time na ngayon silang supplemental budget sa Congress. Kaya before, in order to circumvent that, mo na itong natawa ang GAP, na nagbuot lang si Abad. Kaya normally, like in any LGU, town, city, or province, it's just a miniature of what the national government. What we do is pareho na sa gibuhat sa national. Kami sa LGU, doon namin annual budget, but sa tunga-tunga sa tuwid, once you say nga doon ay appropriation nga medyo kuwang, mo na mga supplemental from the legislature, from the sanggunian, or doon na kay gastuanan na wa ma-include diha sa inyong budget, like for example katong calamity sa Yolanda, then you have to ask for a supplemental budget. Wa man na nila buhatan nilang Pinoy ever since. Moto, pagkita mo sa Yolanda, November 8, 2013, they were called flat-footed. Ilabay na lang ang December, isuod na tas 2014, but they couldn't do anything. Wa may appropriation ang budget sa national for Yolanda assistance, na specific. So they had to wait until November 2014. Kaya mo man ito'y decision sa Supreme Court na savings, kay ang supplemental budget is derived from savings. Yan i-roll man to ang Supreme Court na they can only declare savings after November of any fiscal year. Yan, November 2014. Moto nga ningat to, for the first time na ngayon silang supplemental budget sa Congress. Mo bitaw to, mubang congressman kay tungod wa gyud paanad nga pangayo ang supplemental budget sa Malacanang. Ningingon ng uban nga ganun pa supplemental mo sila kapit ng mambuman to eh. No? So, ang katong wa kasabot. But anyway, it was passed niya November. So nilabag December. Mo na karon nga nag-abot-abot na ang katong mo'y gikagubtan sa mga tao kung shelter assistance na 30,000 pesos sa katong totally damaged, 10,000 pesos sa katong partially damaged sa mga balay. Naana ang kwarta. Naana sa DSWD Regional Office. In fact, ubay-ubay na, mga billion, 1 billion kapin para Northern Cebu lang. Kaya sa amo lang dahil lungsod na mo, 200 million. Unya, i-download rin mga LGU, okay, may manpower.
List, murag nahayagan na na may tungod niya na. By the way, let me also acknowledge Patrick Suarez of Love Radio FM. We have with us also Professor George King Suaso, Mandawi City College, and also of PYPC 91.9 FM. And soon, PB1. Matod pa ni Dr. Paulos Caniente, PB1, is putting up a TV station. And then our treasurer, Loy Jurado of Banat and Super Balita, Sunstar, CBN, and Freeman. You name all the newspapers and he's there. Okay. Sa di pa ang nugang pangutana, ika sa ito kawanan, ingon si Dr. Dy-Liacco, Dr. Jaime Dy slash dash Liacco, Liacco. Matod pa niya, there is a natural remedy for everything. That's how God made us. He made our bodies totally of natural cells, not a single synthetic cell. That is why a synthetic drug will always have adverse effects because the body reacts to it. Dr. Jaime, can you please expound more on this?
Alam mo po, the Philippine government passed a law in 1997. It is called the Traditional and Alternative Medicine Act of 1997. The preamble of the act says, it is the policy of the state to accelerate the development of traditional, meaning herbal, ilot, of traditional and alternative healthcare, and to integrate it into the national healthcare delivery system. The reason for why the government did that was because the DOH found that 70% of our people cannot afford the very high cost of conventional drug-based medicine. They cannot afford the cost of the drugs, they cannot afford the consultation fees, but even more so, they cannot afford hospital confinements, surgeries, and the medical procedures, especially for cancer. You get cancer, hey, you have to lose your house, you have to lose your properties, just to be able to fund the surgery, the chemo, the radiation. Pagkatapos, patay pa rin. Look what happened to our good president, Cory Aquino. The millions he spent for colon cancer, on surgery, chemo, radiation. After 18 months, wala rin. In there was a 17,000 stage 4 cancer study done in California. And they found that the 5-year survival rate for chemo was only 6%. So when people are told that they have cancer, they panic because all of us know that the doctors still do not know how to cure cancer. It's still chamba-chamba up to now. It's like the way it was with TB 100 years ago. You were told you had TB, everybody panicked. And you were told that you were spitting blood already, more so. Because at that time, everybody knew that the medical profession did not know how to cure TB. But now nobody panics anymore when you're told you have TB because now they know how to cure TB. But that's the same situation right now with cancer. That's the situation with diabetes. The medical profession does not know how to cure diabetes. You are put on maintenance for the rest of your life. Diabetes has become the number 3 killer in the Philippines. If there is really a cure for diabetes, how come it's now the number 3 killer in the Philippines? But in natural healing po, you can cure, normalize your blood sugar in 5 minutes with what? Red ceiling ulo. That's called, I think, kolikot.
Pero spicy man yan.
How about the halang?
Halang.
You don't have to worry about the halang. All you have to do is cut it up very, very fine. Mix it in a cup thoroughly with 2 raw eggs. Bottoms up. Diretso.
Yung itlog, dalawang itlog
to.
i-mix lang.
Mix it thoroughly.
So mawala ang halang, ha?
In 5 minutes, your sugar will be normal.
How many kulikot?
12.
12 kulitots.
Now, if you want it to be normal all the time for the rest of your life, you do that 3 times a day. Now, is that maintenance? No, it's not maintenance. It is sustenance. Providing the substantia that the body needs. What is the substantia for diabetes? You become diabetic if you are deficient in 6 very specific minerals. What are they? Vanadium, copper, zinc, manganese, chromium, gymnema sylvestre. If you have those 6 minerals in your body, and in the foods that you are eating, you will not be diabetic. You can eat all the sweets in the world you want. Your sugar will never go beyond normal. So it is not true that sweets cause diabetes. Sweets only aggravate an existing diabetic condition. Look at this book. A lady in Cavite scratched her leg from a mosquito bite. Because she was very diabetic, it developed into gangrene. So she went to a 5-star hospital, supposedly the #1 hospital in the Philippines. Claims to be better than 95% of American hospitals. She went there. She was treated for 6 months with the so-called scientific gold standard tested, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled tested drugs approved by the US FDA, treated for 6 months, 880,000 pesos. Pagkatapos, she was told, we have to cut off your leg. What kind of treatment is that? Is that scientific? Is that quackery? It's really high-priced quackery. So what happened? Always, people come to natural healing as a last resort. Because natural healing is very hard for people to believe. They think, kalakuan lang lahat yan, artillery lang yan, there's no science there. Because they're also being told by the drug-based medical doctors na kalakuhan yan, natural healing, huwag kayo dyan, doon kayo sa ospital, doon kayo scientific yun. Anyway, people come to us only as a last resort. When the conventional drug-based medicine has failed them.
What happened to that lady?
So she came to natural healing. After 8 days, not 6 months, after 8 days, the gangrene was totally healed, the sugar was totally normal, the diabetes was gone. It is now 4 years later, she still has no diabetes. How much was the cost? 12,000. Compare that to 880,000. So my question, where is the science? Is the science in this drug-based medicine, which costs a lot of money and very often fails? Or is the science in natural healing? Where in just a matter of 8 days, the gangrene was gone and the cost was only... But you know, conventional drug-based medicine will never accept natural healing. Never. Until health freezes over, they will not. Why? There's no money in it. How can that #1 so-called hospital in the Philippines ever recover the 3 billion peso cost of the new hospital if they practice natural healing? They cannot. How can they recover the high prices of their new PET scan machines, of their new MRI machines? They cannot. So, that is just one case of diabetes. But for example, I was holding a healing mission in Bontoc. I hold a healing mission every month in a different province, different barangay, all over the country, from north to south. This one was up in north, in the mountain. One of them had 320 sugar. The normal is 70 to 105. Her eyelids were already swollen. The other woman had 320 sugar. But both of them said, I cannot see. My vision is blurred. Because they had diabetic retinopathy already. Meaning, the blood vessels inside the eyeballs were already leaking because the sugar was very high. And the blood running over the retina was causing the blood vision. What did I give them? In the right hand, 12 red sili labuyo, they call it labuyo. In the left hand, 1 saba, San Pablo, banana, saba, raw, hilaw, huwag mong lagain, don't make it into turon, don't make it, 1 banana, I said, put, and also half a teaspoon of salt in the right hand, to make the chili delicious. Salt makes everything delicious. I said, put the chili, all of them, into your mouth, bite the saba, stew them together, because the saba will soften the halang of the chili. After 5 minutes, 5 minutes lang. First of all, those two women had never eaten chili before in their lives. Yeah? But if you're vision, if you're going blind, you will do anything. So, after 5 minutes, the eyelids were no longer swollen. And both women were saying, I can see. Malinaw na, maliwanag na.
Instant.
Because the 320 sugar had dropped to 78. And the 320 sugar had dropped to 76. Not only that, the red ceiling labuyo will stop internal and external bleeding instantly.
Wow.
So that is the power of natural healing. One other thing. I was holding a healing mission in Dumaguete. And the first thing in the morning, a man was brought in a wheelchair. The wife wrote on the medical form, prostate. Sabi ko, bakit prostate? He's in a wheelchair. He had a stroke 15 years ago. He cannot talk, he cannot walk. So sabi ko, you don't want to see him walk again? She said, tuloy pa ba yan? We've been to so many hospitals, so many doctors, so many drugs, so many physical therapists, he cannot walk. I said, in natural healing, the fundamental principle is that all healing comes from the Holy Spirit without exception. And Jesus turned to the people in Mark, Matthew, and Luke and said, with God, all things are possible. So I said, write down, stroke, 15 years ago. She wrote it down. I found she was very anemic. He was very anemic. Yeah? His red blood cell was only 1.2. The normal is 4.5 to 5.8. So, not only, and I found through muscle testing, which if all of you will attend the workshop on Sunday, this coming Sunday, I will teach you how to do muscle testing for free. I found through muscle testing, he had 24 blood clots in the brain. That's why he could not walk. So, I gave him the raw beef liver to cure his anemia in 5 minutes. Raw beef liver would do that. In 5 minutes, your face will become rosy, your lips will become very pink, your red blood cell will be up to 5.5 or some such on the top side of the normal range. Your hemoglobin will become normal with raw beef liver, just 3 tablespoons. So anyway po, I gave him that to see kung kaya niya. Ay, nagustuhan niya. Because raw foods is only food. You've got to season it to make it palatable. You can put ketchup, you can put salt, you can put bawang, you can put salsa ng lechon, you can put whatever you want. So anyway, he took it. Immediately, his very pale face became rosy, his face became very pale. He started feeling strong. And then I gave him the 2 raw eggs with the 12 colicot and half a teaspoon of salt. And I said, you must give him 50 glasses of water with 3 teaspoons of salt throughout the day, plus the 6 above bananas, so that his water content will always be normal at 75% of the body. Because if your water content drops, all the organs dry up. The whole body runs on water without any exception. The whole body runs on water. God made our body 75% water, the brain is 85, the blood is 94, all the other organs are 80% water, the muscles, the nerves are 80%, the joints, the bone joints are 95%. Kung tuyo ang bone joints mo, you have knee joint pains. You cannot walk. Kasi tuyo na yung mga cartilages, put na. So the whole body runs on water, so I gave him the water also and the salt. Why with the salt? Without salt, the body cannot retain water. Iihip mo na lang iihip. You can drink 10 gallons of water, you'll still be dehydrated. You need the salt. But the salt has got to be the real salt, not the fake salt. The real salt is the sea salt, yung asin dagat. It comes from God's ocean. The iodized salt is a fake salt. It is not a real salt. The asin dagat has 72 natural minerals. The iodized salt is only 4 synthetic chemicals. Synthetic iodine, synthetic sodium, synthetic chloride, and 50% is aluminum silicate. Can you imagine taking aluminum silicate into your body? If you put that iodized salt in a bottle of water, shake it all day long, shake it for 1 year, it will still be there. It will not melt. You take it into your body, it will give you high blood, it will give you kidney stones. But the real salt melts. If your blood pressure is rising, take half a teaspoon of the real salt, 3 glasses, 8-ounce glasses of tap water. Not these bottled waters. Tap water. In 5 to 10 minutes, your blood pressure will drop to normal. Why do you drink these bottled waters? They're very dangerous and harmful to human health. You use them to water your favorite plant or water your garden. Patay lahat yung mga tinanim. You use it for the aquarium. Patay lahat yung mga isda. But the grass will grow, the plants will grow, the fish will live if you use tap water. Tap water to water your garden, to water your plants, to put it to your aquarium, everything nabubuhay. And the problem nowadays is a lot of people are drinking these very dangerous waters. That's why diabetes has now become the number 3 killer in the Philippines. Before that, before the water stations came around, diabetes was very rare. People hardly had diabetes. But these processed waters have no minerals at all. None. I don't know why people keep calling them mineral water. They have none. The true mineral water is the tap water. It has 72 natural minerals. Now, you keep drinking bottled waters, purified, filtered, distilled, without minerals. What will happen? It will strip your body of minerals. Why? Water has a natural affinity for minerals. If it has none, it will draw minerals from wherever it can. It will strip your body of it. It will give you diabetes. That's why diabetes is now the number 3 killer in the Philippines. Everybody is drinking bottled water, thinking, oh, this is mineral water. Oh, this is clean. Oh, this is pure. We've tested every single bottled water. They have flukes, protozoa, fungus, slime mold, spirochetes, hookworms. Why? Because they have no chlorine anymore. The chlorine has been taken out. And water without chlorine grows parasites. You go to a swimming pool without chlorine. You think you want to jump in? When I ask that question, everybody says, no, I won't jump in there. That's not chlorine. You put in the chlorine, the water clears up, now you can go swimming. But chlorine has been given a bad name by the bottled water. Yeah? Why? They have to scare you to buy it. They don't scare you to buy it. Yeah? But tap water. Why do all governments around the world, every single government, why do they put chlorine in the drinking water? They want to poison and kill their population? Just think about it. They want to protect their population. It can go through rusty pipes, cisterns, tanks, but when it comes out, it's potable, it's drinkable because of the chlorine.
So, balik na sa MCWD, tubig. Ayaw na. You know, Doctor, no, it's very enlightening, no? Sharing about the magic of natural medicine. Okay, questions now. From Sir Ruin Salim. Kanyara rin ang signal. Either kang Mayor Ricky or kang Dr. Jaime.
Okay, kang Mayor Ricky, karutong taon-taon. Una-una itong si Juan. Kaging Dr. Dy-Liacco.
Dr. Dy-Liacco.
Dr. Dy-Liacco. Just a little bit more clarification, Doc, regarding the hypertensive. Those people who are hypertensive,
Hypertension is caused by 5 things. The first primary cause is the arteries are dried up. They're dry and stiff. They do not flex when the blood is pumped through them. So the pressure rises. Why are they dry and stiff? You are not drinking enough water. Instead, you're drinking coffee, milk, tea, soft drinks,
Beer.
beer. Any liquid that you drink that's not water drains the body of an equal amount of water. Except alcoholic drinks. They drain the body of double the amount of water. So you get drunk overnight. The next morning, you have a terrible hangover. What do you drink? You drink coffee. It makes it worse. Because the coffee dehydrates you some more. The reason you are having a hangover the next morning is because the alcoholic drinks have drained your body of water. Your brain has become dried up. The brain is 85% water. So, instead of drinking coffee, if you have a hangover, drink lots of water to restore your water content.
so this is cure. How to cure?
Ano ba?
Siling na po. We use siling na po.
I'm sorry.
Formula ito. Regarding the...
Sandali lang po. I cannot hear you.
What is the effective cure for those who are hypertensive?
First, be sure you drink 15 glasses of water. You take 3 teaspoons of rock or sea salt and 6 saba uncooked ripe bananas. Why? Because without salt, the body cannot retain water. You'll always be dried up. You'll always be dehydrated. Even if you drink 20 gallons of water, if you don't have salt, the body cannot retain water without salt. Iihi mo lang iihi. Second, why is saba banana? The salt will not work without potassium. You need potassium to make the salt work. So I call them the 3 musketeers to keep your body hydrated. The water, the tap water, the sea salt, and the saba banana. Why the saba? If you take lakatan, you will need to eat 36 lakatans a day instead of 6 saba bananas. If you eat latundan, you will need to eat 18 latundans a day. And the saba is the cheapest among the bananas. Yeah, just don't cook it. Okay, that's the first remedy for high blood. That already includes the second remedy, which is the potassium. Because when potassium drops, your blood pressure rises. But the banana gives you the potassium. What is the third cause of high blood? Blockages in the arteries. The channels have become narrow because of the blockages. And just like a garden hose, if you tighten, narrow the nozzle of the garden hose, what happens? The water pressure rises. The same thing with blood pressure. If you narrow it, why do you get blockages in the arteries? The blockages, the most common is plaques, calcified plaques. Why do you get calcified plaques? You have too much calcium in the blood. Did your doctor prescribe for you to take calcium tablets? You will get blockages in the arteries. If you are deficient in vitamin D, the calcium intake from food cannot get moved out of the blood. They just keep building up in the blood. So you'll have excess calcium, which will get deposited on the walls and get oxidized into plaques. How do you get your vitamin D? It's the sunshine vitamin. You go out in the sun, 9 to 10 in the morning for half an hour, or 3 to 4 in the afternoon. You will get your vitamin D. Then, the calcium intake from food will not get stuck in the blood. It will go to the bones, it will go to all the other cells of the body. Next, what is the other cause of blockages in the arteries? Blood clots. How do you get blood clots? If you do not drink enough water, your blood will become thick and sticky, malapot. It will not flow freely. You go to a regular drug-based doctor, he will say, take aspirin or Comadine to thin the blood. Comadine is warfarin. It is rat poison. Take Comadine or Flavix, clopidogrel to thin the blood. But the blood is not deficient in those drugs. The blood is deficient in water. So why not drink water? It's the fastest, easiest cure for thick, sticky blood. And it is thick, sticky blood that produces blood clots. So if you get a stroke, what is the root cause of your stroke? You say high blood? No, high blood is just a symptom. The root cause of your stroke, you have not been drinking enough water. It has made your blood very thick and sticky, producing blood clots. The blood clots get loose, they go to your brain, you get a stroke. They go to your heart, you get a cardiac arrest. How do you dissolve those blood clots? Two ways. One, you have a herbal product that will dissolve the blood clots. But two, like what happened to this man in Dumaguete, he had 24 blood clots in the brain, could not walk. But there was no time to give him this herbal product, which you will get from the US or from Manila. So I told the wife, give him 2 raw eggs with 12 red siling labuyo finely chopped up, half a teaspoon of salt every 2 hours, 6 times a day. How 6 times? How come 6 times? I muscle tested him, which you will learn on Sunday if you attend the workshop. And his brain fed back to me, if I take it every 2 hours, 6 times a day, it will blast out my blood clots from the brain. Because the siling labuyo will make your blood go through your arteries like it's jet propelled. It will blast out the clots. So what happened po? That was in the morning when I told the wife that. I was having dinner in the evening at 8 o'clock. And what happened? I got a text. Let me see if I can locate it. I got the text at 8 o'clock in the evening while I was having dinner.
Okay.
Sam, can you kindly read this?
Hello, Doc. This is Zeth. I'm with my father kanina while you're checking him up. His name is Alfonso Repolyo. Doc, he was able to stand on his feet with his
Okay.
with his cane. Praise God. Can I call you po? I'm so excited to tell you, Doc.
She did not call me, but 10 minutes later, she sent me the second text. Go ahead.
Second text. I'm so excited to tell you, Doc. He walked in the area, he walked to his bedroom on his own.
15 years, he can't walk.
After 15 years.
He could not walk.
He is not using the wheelchair anymore. My mom shouted, calling me, it's true, he is walking out. I'm so happy too. God bless you both. Thank you so much, Doc. We will follow your instructions until he can fully be back healthy again.
That po is the power of natural healing. No drug could do that in 15 years. Stem cell therapy at the cost of $70,000 cannot do that in one day. But siling labuyo, raw eggs energize every single cell of the body, especially the heart, can do it.
Including the white, yellow.
That's how God made it. You think, it's our good friends, the drug-based doctors, don't eat the yellow, just eat the white. Or don't eat the white, just eat the yellow. Listen, do you think a chick will be able to live and grow in an egg if it only has the white? Or if it only has the yellow? It needs both. That's how God made the egg. God made the egg to be the most complete food that He has given us. It has all the vitamins, the minerals, the amino acids, the proteins, the fats, the carbohydrates. Why did God do that? Because a living being will grow in that egg. and will need all the nutrition it can get. The egg is the most complete food. It gives you super nutrition if you don't cook it. If you cook it, your cholesterol will rise. If you eat it raw, no matter how high your cholesterol is, in 10 minutes, it will drop to normal.
Ilaw yun.
Yeah?
Bisaya eggs, no?
The
Bisaya eggs are excellent. Why? Because they are fertilized. Why? Because those poor farmers do not know the modern technology of producing an egg without a rooster. You need a rooster. Without a rooster, no chick again will be able to live and grow in that egg. So, wherever I go, the first thing I do, including in Cebu, is go to the public market and check all the eggs to see which are fertilized and which are not. And I keep finding the cheapest white eggs are fertilized because all they need is a rooster. They don't need all these fancy feeds and fancy care. All they need is a rooster.
Okay, let me also acknowledge the presence of the Vice President of PAPI for Visayas and television personality, Andy Manatan of CCBN, Channel 47.
What? 3 causes already of high blood. The fourth cause is a deficiency of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a substance produced by the body only. We cannot get it from an outside source. But from an outside source, we can supplement with an amino acid called arginine. It stimulates the body's production of nitric oxide. Because if the body is deficient in nitric oxide, the walls of the arteries will become rigid. They will not flex when blood is pumped through them, so the pressure rises. Where do you get arginine? In raw eggs. It is rich, very rich in all the amino acids, including arginine. The fifth and last cause of high blood is the deficiency of the energy fuels that energize every single cell of the body. What are these fuels? ATP or adenosine triphosphate and CoQ10. These fuels are the ones that the mitochondria, the inner core of its cell, burns to energize the cells. If you lack these fuels, your cells will have no energy. If you're zero in these fuels, you'll have zero energy. You try it. Beginning today, you start taking 6 raw eggs a day and see how you feel. I bet you will be very energetic. You know, I can come to the seminar tomorrow from 9 to 5. You will see me talking all the time, standing without sitting. Where do I get my energy from? 10 raw eggs a day. I take 10 raw eggs, 2 with breakfast, 2 for morning merienda, 2 for lunch, 2 for afternoon merienda, and 2 for dinner.
For 1 month, though?
1 month? Do you water a plant for only 1 month and you stop watering it?
Lifetime.
What will happen to the plant?
Lifetime.
Of course, this is nutrition that the body needs. This is not a drug.
So that's...
And natural healing fills you up with super nutrition. The body is nothing but nutrition. If you don't have nutrition, the body is...
So it's sustainability.
Yeah, people keep asking. I don't blame you for asking that question because people are used to drugs. They think it's maintenance.
Yeah.
No, it is sustenance, giving you the substantia that the body needs. The best example, how long do you water a plant? 1 month and then you stop? What will happen to the plant?
So,
Okay.
this is very important. Last question, before Dr. Rene Obra will...
Okay.
Is it true that if a person has no more high blood pressure, will become aggressive or sex?
If there's no more high blood pressure?
Yes, if an individual has no more blood pressure, high blood pressure, is it
Sexually active na ba daw?
If you want to be sexually active, you've got to keep your hormones in balance. What do I mean by that? There are two sex hormones. One is testosterone, the other is estrogen. Testosterone is what makes a man, and estrogen what makes a woman. But these two hormones are found in both men and women, except when we are in our 20s, we men, our testosterone count is between 40 and 45. We are like raging bulls. We just see the leg of a woman, you already know what happens. Okay? And our estrogen count when we are in our 20s is down below 10. For the woman, the estrogen count in her 20s is up to 40, 45. Her testosterone is down below 10. So it's the reverse. If it's 50-50, you get a bakla. But you can cure that by raising the testosterone count of the bakla and bring down the estrogen count.
Di ba 50-50 ka nun?
It's the bonding.
Now, anyway, to answer your question then, as men grow older, unfortunately, the testosterone count drops. Yeah, when you are in your 50s, it is only 1/2 or less than what it was in your 20s. And by the time you are in your 80s, it's down to maybe 2 or 3 or 4 instead of 40 or 45. So you cannot get an erection anymore. And your estrogen count, instead of being below 10, is up over 100. It is now higher than the estrogen count of your wife. She has become the man of the house and you the woman of the house. Yeah? And men, when that happens, roll pork fighters. But what good is a long life if there is no sex?
Yeah.
Tama naman siya.
Yeah.
And sabi ko, look, tell you what. You take 10 raw eggs and 36 red seal in the buyo. Daily.
How many doc?
36 red seal in the buyo. And 10 raw eggs. The next 2 days later, his sister came to me and said, my brother wants me to tell you, it works.
Very, very big.
But in addition to that, I would suggest that you also take 2 herbal products. One which raises the testosterone count. It's not Viagra. Viagra does not raise testosterone count. Viagra is a drug, it kills people. Raise the testosterone count and take another herbal product which brings down the estrogen count. You do that every day to bring your hormonal balance back to the time you were in your 20s. It will actually prolong your life. It will reverse your aging if you can raise your testosterone count back to the time you were in your 20s. That's why my sons are taking that herbal product and they feel very good. Every day they're taking it. Every day they're feeling like they're in their 20s.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's all. Sir M, ako na pangutana, no? Sir M, sa libas, Dr. Obra.
Just a little clarification, doc. Is that what you have said? Is that in the book?
Okay.
Nasa libro niya, lahat?
Meron.
I have written a booklet on cancer, on diabetes, on goiters, on how to remove stones from the gallbladder without surgery. Here's the booklet for how much is this? 120 pesos. It's just to pay for the sourcing and the binding. The writing is free. To me, what I am doing is a mission. I am not making any profit out of it. You can get this booklet from Brenda Rolita is here in Cebu.
Tomorrow, doc, secondary.
Secretary, you can get it. If you have the time to, I think it would be worthwhile if all of you can be at the seminar tomorrow on natural healing. And importantly, in the workshop on Sunday, you will all learn to do what I do, being able to find out with accuracy what is the cause of your ailment and how to solve it.
How much is the
It's free.
Free
Ah.
seminar.
Thank you.
Syllabus is a seminar.
What time?
What time? Sure.
It's at 9 in the morning
9 a.m.
up to 5 p.m. But you better go at 8:30 to register. It's free. But you have to sign. And also, if you go at 9, you might not have a seat anymore.
Let me acknowledge also another member, Christian Kayobi, new hairstyle. Mutan na ni Mayor Ricky o na kanya sa lipa si Sister Nancy. Kaya doon na yung utana do, Mayor ng text. Sa piniliay sa 2016, mahurot na may imong termino, this is your last term. So, unsa man kuno'y hitsura o niya, political pinha sa imong lungsod, kaysa may posibleng mudagan pagkamayor, o unsa man sa imong daganan kung mudagan magani pa.
Wa sa dakong ka. Ini pagkakaroon ang medyo nahibaw-an akong interesadong dagang mayor, of course, my vice mayor, and he is asking me to run with him as his vice mayor in 2016. Congressman Benhor has also asked me if I could run for provincial court member. But I'm more inclined to running as vice mayor than board member. And I told Congressman Benhor this 2016 election is crucial because the liberals have took hold of two towns, Bantayan and San Romeo. And in Congressman Benhor's camp, we only have Medellin, Tapok-Tapok, Bantayan, Tabuilan, and I still believe Madrileos is still with us. So we have 5 against the 4 that the liberals have. But the 4 that the liberals have are big towns, including the city of Pugo and Bantayan, San Romeo, and Tabuilan, because the mayor has switched, no? Ghana is formally. So,
Madrileos is switch.
no, Tabuilan is with us.
Madrileos is switch.
I think it's more of he just wants to gain the upper hand against his probable opponent. Kay Mayor Sale, I think is fielding his son. Kunya, one of those who has expressed his intention of running for mayor is the contractor, Romeo Villasiran, which is the opposite of Dodo Salazar. And this guy also has money with that. So I think Mayor Sale just wanted to block Romeo, because Romeo is not a politician. This is his first attempt. And Mayor Sale is just playing his cards. Because during the birthday of Congressman Benhor, Mayor Sale was there. And Mayor Sale publicly announced that joining the Liberal, but he will not abandon Congressman Benhor. But in spite of that, since Madrileos and Tabuilan are small towns, and Medellin, Tapogon, just the same, Medellin is a little bigger than Tapogon. Of course, the municipality also, Bantayan, that's the biggest. No, Pugo City is the number 1. Second is Bantayan. Third is Bantayan. Then 4th is San Romeo. 5th, Medellin. 6th, Tabogon. Then from 7, 8, 9, it goes up between Tabuilan, Madrileos, and Santa Fe. So I told Congressman Benhor, I think it's best if I just remain in Medellin. Because during the last elections, 2013, we bore the brunt of the onslaught of the liberals. A lot of garbos men Tomas Igarpo, original was sent to Medellin. In fact, some of the policemen there acted as the bodyguards of the Martinezes. And money was really flowing in Medellin at that time. It just so happened that I was the lone survivor. The mayor of Dalmataya, the mayor of San Miguel, all lost. So I told Congressman, I think I should remain here because the liberal, the group of Martinez is already confident. They already have Dalmataya, they already have San Remio. So the next logical step is they will attract Medellin again because that is Congressman Beno's base. So I told him I'll stay here and I'll man the fort. So I think he saw the logic behind it. And besides, Sam, you're a board member after being mayor, where you call the shots and then you become board member. You're just one of the members of the legislature. You are even under the vice governor. And what happens if you are under a governor that does not perform? You will die out of frustration, really. Kaya kanina nag-mayor niya, kami institute na changes, you know how it works. So, I just remain as vice mayor.
Okay, so mauna na yung mga lagway niya na yan. Pero wag mo kami ang probable na mag-akbang ninyo. Isa may posible ka na mo tandem akbang ninyo.
Well, ang istorya, kasi mubalik o dagan ang son-in-law ni Johnny mo, magkakumpara last 2013 elections, which was the closest election that I ever experienced. My margin that I have been involved in. But of course, the money that they threw away in the relay was around the vicinity of 12 million. In fact, they gave money in 2 batches. 1 week before the elections, they gave an advance of 100 pesos. Then on the day before elections, 500 pesos. Yeah, wagan ni sistema, karang hatag. So money was really flowing. And I lost in some barangays. And fortunately, the barangays that were my byways delivered. But kakaiba-tuban yun. So I won by less than 1,000 votes. Yeah. Well, actually, concerted effort kung dito tanan dito. And although nobody admits it, but it was really a liberal party effort to take away the province from the Garcias. Everything was being used there. So, moto nga, kami is Diyos na I survived yun siya. But, because of that development, it has encouraged, I think the son-in-law will try to make a go for it again. Kana ko, lihok yung Pinoy nga kastuhan yun ang president. Remember, it's a presidential election.
So it's going to be an exciting exercise, Doctor. Yeah, okay. One question lang, Doc, no? Kaya napa si patient. Can we have Dr. Obra? O na? Si Ma'am Nancy.
Yeah, Doc, ngayong good afternoon, no?
Just wait.
Very brief lang. I'm Rene. I'm a medical doctor. I strongly agree with your statement a while ago that herbal is effective. But on the other side of it, I want to inform the group that as a medical doctor, we do also believe in herbal. In fact, I am a classroom teacher, by the way. I teaching my student about alternative medicine. That's one chapter in our book, medicine. So what are the procedures of treatment other than the usual therapeutic procedure in medicine? Herbal is one. Massage, mixology, light therapy, yoga, sound, music. These are all alternative medicines. Another comment is sex is like eating. It's not only the amount of progesterone, estrogen, and testosterone. like eating, you must have the appetite, you have the excitement, the climax and the resolution. No? And one thing, is our MCWD water chlorinated? Can anybody answer my question? This is very important. We are living in a metropolis like urban. It's chlorinated. So, where else can we find tap water in Metro Cebu and in Metro Manila? It's good enough if you are living in Zamboanga, in Leyte, you can see springs or river flowing very available. But what about if you are living in a metropolis like Metro Cebu or Metro Manila? Where can we find else tap water? It's all chlorinated. I'm sure that you did. Ana nyo puso, chlorinated. You discourage us to drink this one because it's not the tap water. So where else can we find tap water for our daily consumption?
Alam mo po, here in Cebu, I drink my tap water from the CR in the hotel.
CR?
Opo, it's chlorinated, it has no parasites, it has minerals, the pH is a neutral 7. The problem with the bottled water is the pH is very high, it's alkaline. So it suppresses the acids of the stomach. You cannot digest your food fully. I've had so many patients. The problem is gastritis, GERD, kabag, sigmora, chest pain because the gas rises to the chest, shortness of breath because the gas is pressed against the lungs, the lungs cannot expand fully. Why? They keep drinking bottled waters which suppress the acids of the stomach. The stomach was made by God to produce acids to be able to digest food. If you suppress the acids, you cannot digest the food fully. The undigested food ferments, generating the gases that's causing gastritis, that's causing GERD. One woman called me from Singapore. She said, I am here on a tour with a tour group from Manila. I cannot go out this morning because I have severe gastritis, I have severe pain. What can I do? I said, you're in Singapore, they have Haagen-Dazs Belgian chocolate ice cream here. You immediately take 3 tablespoons. It will make your stomach acidic in 5 minutes and take the gas out. 30 minutes later, she goes, okay, man, and go up to the tour group. In the Philippines, you no longer find Haagen-Dazs because they have pulled out. But you have Selecta Super Chocolate Ice Cream. Subukan po ninyo. Test it for yourself. You get kabag, you get sigmora, you get pain because you have stomach bloating. Take 3 tablespoons of Selecta Super Chocolate Ice Cream. In 5 minutes, the gases are gone.
Yeah, pahabol lang sa, no?
Okay.
Other than banana, there is another source of potassium now, no? You mentioned that is very important and the salt absorption. Am I correct? So, I have also encountered this problem with my patients. So, I recommend coconut water. Coconut water, the potassium content of coconut water is much, much higher than banana.
Well, the problem po with coconut water is that it makes the stomach alkaline. It also suppresses the acids of the stomach. Archbishop Legazpi was getting well from his cancer. He had lung cancer, he was taking the raw pancreas, the raw liver, the coffee enema, and in a matter of 2 months, he had lost the weight back to the time when he was in his college years and he was a top basketball player. He looked very good. He was well. Now what happened? One morning I got a call. Archbishop was taken to the hospital with severe stomach pain. Why? That morning he drank a lot of buko juice. It made his stomach alkaline. He could not digest his breakfast. And the breakfast was fermenting. The undigested food was fermenting and generating a lot of gases. I recognize what you're saying about alternative medicine and yoga and so on. I am not into that. I am into food. Yeah? What I'm saying is I have found, before I learned muscle testing, I was into this same thing. Yoga, music, and so on, so on. But I find it doesn't give you the instant cure that you get from food. It will not make a person walk in one day if they are in a wheelchair. No amount of yoga music can do that. I was having a healing issue Iloilo, in August, 4 people could not walk. They had a stroke. I gave them the raw eggs in the ceiling. That same moment in the consultation, they all walked. You cannot get that with yoga, you cannot get that with music, you cannot get that with the other alternative methods. I know there are so many, it's confusing. And I was just so lucky, I learned muscle testing. I brought my mentor here in 2004, 2005, 2006. His name was Dr. James Overman. The Department of Health Secretary at that time in 2005 was Dr. Francisco Duque. He sent out a departmental order to all the government doctors to attend the muscle testing workshops. Because out in the provinces, in the rural areas, there are no machines, there are no laboratories, but with muscle testing, you can diagnose what's going on with the patient. So during those 3 years, around 500 medical doctors were able to get exposed to what muscle testing is. And I don't know if they're practicing it, but I have met quite a number who are. Normally, when I go out on these healing missions, one medical doctor goes with me, a pathologist, who has also learned how to do muscle testing. Because when we have the free consultations after the seminar, for the next 5 days, we will have free consultations. There's a lot of people. We cannot handle them all. I cannot. So I bring 1 or 2 medical doctors who have become proficient in muscle testing, and we do the same thing. So we split it up among us.
Okay, last 2 questions na lang.
Pahabol ka.
Sige.
Doc, you may answer this or you may not. How is your sex life now?
Excellent.
Oh, Nancy. Excellent.
For having brave telling that natural medicine is the best medicine of all. I understand that since your practice, I'm sure you will gain enemies in the field of medicine. In fact, one of them is the lady.
I'm not trying to worry, doctor. No,
But then I also believe that natural medicine is the best medicine. Many years in the past, many years since the beginning of the world, there were no doctors at all. But yet, only a few people got sick. And Jesus only just tells us very beautiful thing. He gives us all these natural medicines. And I think all that you have mentioned are really natural medicine. And when they say that you are, except for your hair, to me, the way you answer, the quickness, the revelation, to me, you're just 30, 40 years old.
Okay.
And I guess
Actually po, Dr. Duque, when I was Director General in the Department of Health, sent me to Korea for an international conference of so-called traditional, meaning herbal medicine. At the end of the conference, they took us to an entirely 100% alternative hospital in Korea. They had all kinds of high-tech machines which you do not find in regular hospitals here in the Philippines. And they said, we will check all of you, and at the end, we will tell you how old you are biologically, physically. At the end, they gave us envelopes. I opened, at that time po, I was 74. I opened my envelope,
and it says,
I was 30 years old. Pero ngayon po, I am now 24.
so I would like to recommend to you strongly that you should talk to all doctors in Cebu City and hope they will listen to you. Because you are a gift to the people who cannot afford hospitals. I am sure that many here in PAPI will be viewing this, and I'm sure you will have plenty of people requesting you to talk to all doctors.
I am very happy for and grateful to Sam for having invited me here because you are all in the media. And I am hoping I can count on you to spread the good news of natural healing.
Yes.
Okay. 1 question each, Loy, and then Andy. Sige, 1 question each.
A statement of the municipal water districts that we read that the tap water is very safe, and it has a lot of vitamins, that is what we want. And in all of these advices you gave us about natural medicine, If you follow them, so we don't need doctors anymore.
Yeah. You don't need the Rene anymore.
You don't need doctors anymore.
You can say, I sent my son to medical school, pre-med in the United States. He is now one of the top 5 liver transplant surgeons there. You still need medical doctors, except you don't need them for the drugs. But for example, you're in an accident, you get broken bones. No, you need a medical doctor.
Oh. Sir Andy Manata.
Good morning, Doc. I have the right question. Some old people could hardly climb up during seats. What is the solution? Old people.
Yes, po. Keep your heart strong and healthy. How do you do that? Raw eggs and red siling labuyo. Why? The siling labuyo stimulates the pumping action of the heart. It actually does the work of the heart, allowing the heart to rest and heal itself. I have had people scheduled for heart bypasses, angioplasties. They take red siling labuyo with the raw eggs. No more heart bypass, no more angioplasties, and this is documented actually in the hospitals. One nun who was sent by her order, Sisters of Charity, as a missionary because she was a registered nurse, to Cambodia and Thailand for 25 years. After 25 years there, she was brought back by the order for a heart bypass. But she said, I don't want a heart bypass. As a registered nurse, I know what they will do to me. They will break open my ribs. And if you are already 70 or higher, the chances of dying during the operation of a heart bypass is 70%. She said, I don't want a heart bypass. She took the raw eggs, the seaweed, the bananas, the salt, the water. After 6 months, she went to PGH, had a thorough examination. PGH said, you don't need a heart bypass anymore.
See? You know, Doctor, before we adjourn, no? Ano pa? Ano pa kaya, Andy Boy?
Para na yung agaw, Ricky.
Sige.
Mayor Ricky. Gaw, may buka daw. Pares ka nagawa mo gawa. Kini nga, isa may posible nga mo punta ni Congressman Benhor sa 4th District o kinsa man sa possible nga Paris ni San Simon nga board member na mo para kanang 9 years out, third term naman ni si Montico.
Ang magsisano, dagan pa ba sa kahaan?
Sige.
Board member. Kaya marag ang ilang concentrate ko ang bantayan na makuha nila. Kaya, bueno, si Montigo na, last term. Like I said, yung tira ko eh, lagi kong Congressman Benhor palipat. Posible siguro makontra ni Congressman Benhor, marag duha na ni posible, is either King Yapon, or si Johnny is on his last term as mayor. But with his help, the same yung Tapok-Mayor I think he'll probably be thinking again kay he's being si Tining is being active sa iya pagka-ABC Federation din sa board member promotion is being
Even if you jump it up very fine, it will get stuck in the NGT. Luckily, I had with me at that time cayenne concentrate. Cayenne is the American word for red siling labuyo. They made it into a liquid. So I said, you give him 12 droppers full, which is equal to 12 big red siling labuyo. Mix it with the 2 raw eggs. Give it every 2 hours round the clock. How long do I have to give this? Say, question. How long do I have to give this? I said, until he fully recovers. Will he wake up? I muscle tested. Yes, after the 3rd serving. The private nurse started at midnight. I was then back home. I could not sleep. I was waiting for the 3rd serving. 2 o'clock, 2nd serving. 4 o'clock, 3rd serving. 5 o'clock, the phone rings. It was the wife. He woke up. 3 days later, he was out of the ICU. 4 months later, I got a text. You are cordially invited to my birthday dinner party. It was from the fellow who was in the ICU. He was dying, but raw eggs and red chili kabulu. Hold it up.
Okay. You know, I have a friend, doctor. He went to his doctor and said, you know, doc, my last visit was last month. This is my second visit to you. I still feel that I'm still sick. And the doctor says, did you follow my instruction? Did you follow the instruction on the bottle of the medicine that I gave you? He said, yes. And it says, keep tightly closed. So he did not take the medicine because it's keep tightly closed. He did he
One last thing po before we part.
keep tightly closed.
A couple from Isabela came with their 4-year-old boy who was born a blue baby. He had congenital defects, 4 congenital defects in the heart. Medically, it's called, he had tetralogy of Fallot. 1 month, he was scheduled for open heart surgery. 1 month later, parents brought him back. They said, no more surgery. We gave him the red chili labuyo for breakfast and for dinner. And that was it. He was no longer a blue baby. Before congenital defects were all gone. And 2 years later, they brought him back when he was 6 years old. We just want you to know, he's now still very active in sports. Red chili labuyo po, that's the best fruit God has given us. If your blood pressure is high, it will bring it down. If your blood pressure is low, it will bring it up.
With the eggs, doc. With the eggs.
It's powerful combination. If you mix
Eggs,
it
lagyan ng
with
itlog.
many siling na po na ito?
12 colicor.
Kulikot ka ng...
You chop it up very fine. You know, red. If it's green, you have to add 2 more.
So, you have to...
Swallow, bottoms up, diretso lang. No hala.
No tubig.
Ah, yes. The beauty of it is it forces you to drink water. You need water.
You stop water, no?
Stop water.
Okay, Dr. Dy-Liacco has a patient waiting for him now, no? Nindot pag itong nag-ipadayon. Very interesting, very interesting. But I hope next week you can come back. But people, balik ka na sa Manila, no?
I'm inviting all of you to attend tomorrow.
The seminar.
And
It's
there's an
free.
open forum again. It's free. You can ask all the questions you want.
Oh, sige. Anyway, we thank you, Dr. Jaime Dy-Liacco, for your presence today. Maraming salamat. Even, you know, despite the short notice, you were able to make it today. Salamat. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Atol sa sunod din. Sa Tapok-Tapok. Salamat. Buhay sa kaya.